So I just got back and from my walk, and I couldn't help but think about how messy Jordyn Woods is still. And I just can't get over it. Am I the only one that just can't get over it? That she had everything, everything. You had everything and you threw it all away for that bum? Ah, talk about sloppy seconds to like the nth degree. Okay, so can we talk about that? If you're in the live chat, feel free to go on and jump on in and drag her because, girl, as Jamie Foxx said, blame it on the alcohol. Are you shitting me? There is no way that you can blame it on the alcohol. I mean, you can, but it doesn't change the fact that you did something so wrong that no one could ever forgive you or trust you again. I mean, you married Kylie. You said sacred vows. LOL. Laugh out loud. To fucking Kylie. And you do her sister dirty. It's just shocking. It's shocking to me. I don't know. I'm like blown away. Um, would you do that if that was your situation? Would you throw it all away for some punani, some D? You could have been a millionaire, kid. By the way, did you guys see that leaked text message? Do you think that was fake or you really think that was from Kylie? The one that was talking about how you ain't this, you ain't that, and good luck working at like the frickin' you can't be working at the she said she'd be working at the factory. She's like, but you can't be working for that factory because the American factory or whatever, because that's the one that is Chloe's related to. I don't know. The whole if that really was a real serious text message, that was harsh as shit, or a DM. That was harsh. But at the same time, like, what do you expect? And that story, did you guys see that interview? That story was so sketch. First off, she dressed very like prim and proper and like kind of like looked very like like her neck was covered and everything, and she went on there, she's good for Smith or Pinkett Smith, so that like they either rehearsed that whole story or you knew that she had, like, if anyone was going to do that interview the most soft and cushy, it was going to be someone she knows, right? So none of that story is true, other than the end. You can tell the parts. I mean, she's like never even looking at the camera when she's talking. It's terrible. Again, this goes back to what I said about how like people give themselves away. Like either they're looking too long into your eye and they have no emotion. Gulp, Amanda Knox, clears throat. And or they're like saying things like, I promise you I didn't do anything, Chris Watts. So I would say she falls along the line of a bad liar, because there's good liars and there's bad liars. Amanda Knox literally probably believes her own lies at this point. She's said them so many times, up and down, and rehearsed them backwards. So in her mind, it's like an alternative story, but it's also like an alternative reality she lives in. She's nuts, in my opinion, allegedly. And Chris Watts falls in the category of just a terrible liar who can't even like save his ass. He couldn't even. This sounds really terrible and morbid, but like he couldn't even like dispose of the bodies somewhere that wasn't related to him that would go right back. Like Chris Watts did everything subconsciously to rat on himself, whether he realizes it or not, and that's a good thing that he was such an idiot because he belongs in prison for life. But my point is these liars really give themselves away. So if you look at that Jordyn Woods interview, it's pretty obvious and evident to me that she's lying. She just admits a lot of the truth, kind of like there's a famous Seinfeld episode like that, and it's called the Yada 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 episode, I'm pretty sure. And it's Elaine basically claiming to like, I think she like had sex with an old roommate, or not an old roommate, an old boyfriend, but she's like seeing a new guy, or she's like telling the story to someone, and she's like, yeah, we ran into each other, and then we kind of like started catching up, and yada yada yada, um, I'm probably going to get an STD check or something. Like, that's an example of a yada 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 where you're like, wait, what? Like, that's a lot to skip over. And I feel like in that interview with Jordyn, she was skipping over a lot. She was like skipping stones with the story. You know what I mean? It was like plop, 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 plop. she was like doing breadcrumbs. It wasn't like a full congruent story. So no one believes you. Even if you were coked out of your mind or on drugs or drugged or wasted or whatever, you're not okay. If you're wasted drunk, you pass out. You're not going to stay up all night and you're not going to stay up till 7 o'clock in the morning with someone and then claim that nothing happened. Like you guys boned. You guys boned for like a good 7 hours. So yeah, not only did you like kiss this person and like fool around with them and play footsie with them in front of mutual friends, which, by the way, shame on both of you for making everyone else feel awkward as crap and have to be the bearer of bad news. I don't know if either one of you have ever been around, I don't know if any of you have ever been around someone that is like cheating or does something like that around you, but let me tell you, they aren't my friends anymore because that's putting me in an awkward situation. I don't want to cheat and I don't want to be a part of the fact that I know now that you're cheating, you know? So that's not a real friend. And I think Kylie was right to ditch her because I think Kylie realized, like, if I didn't see this character in her, if she can do this to my sister, she can do this to anyone. She can do this to me. And apparently, Jordyn wanted to come up or some come. Oh, inappropriate. Anyways, my point is just it's gross, and I really hope that she realizes that she threw everything away for a night. And this goes back to what I was saying I have like a theme in my videos right now where it's, is this worth it? We can all learn something from this, just like we can all learn from, terrible events. What is the positive outcome from this for our own lives? And what can we navigate? What can we take from this to help navigate us into a better existence within our own life and a path? And I would say, first off, friendship, bros before hoes, sisters before misters. You know what I mean? So that's one of the first lessons you can learn from this. Also, denying and lying about it just made it worse. Still to this day, we don't really know what happened because the cheating boyfriend's not going to say it. And, Jordyn kind of just skipped rocks on the story and gave breadcrumbs. So we'll never know the real story. Also, I totally forgot to say, Chloe, if you're still dating Tristan, you have serious problems. You need to run to the shrink. And I'm going to do another video about Chloe and how I think Chloe has identity issues stemmed from birth because I think, energetically speaking, I think she does think wholeheartedly that she is not part of that family 100% and she's not an actual Kardashian. And I looked at photos of the conspiracy theory that's floating around YouTube and check it out about the hairstylist that Kris Jenner had. And allegedly, they think that that's the love child of Kris Jenner and this guy named Alex something. And if you go look, I mean, Alex's face and Chloe's face literally matches up 100%. I would say like 90%. It's like a female version of him. Not like a tranny or like a cross-dresser or like, a unisex way, but just like the shape of the, like, everything. Shape of the nose, like the width of the nose, like the teeth, how the teeth look, or how the overbite or the underbite, like the profile, like everything is pretty much the same. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. Also, one time Kylie was like, yeah, this is Chloe's real dad, and like posted it or something like that. And everyone was like laughing about it. And I was like, or it's not a joke. And they know that it's not a joke and they think it's funny. Anyways, I'm just saying there is so much, in my opinion, all legit, but there is so much to the Kardashians. Like, think about how much we don't know. Kathy Griffin says, like, what is it that we don't fucking know about these people, right? Like, seriously, what do we not know? Apparently, Kathy, we don't know a lot. And I think I think it's the ones that aren't so popular that have, like, all the skeletons in the closet. Like, I want to tell all from, like, Chloe and Rob and people. I don't want to tell all from them because I know they wouldn't, because they're very, like, private because of all the secrets. But I want someone to, like, really crack and spill the code on what's going on with that. And Kendall, to me, in my opinion, out of all those people, Kendall is, like, the most normal. And she got the hell away from all of them. Didn't she? She ran. Kylie seems pretty, I'm impressed by Kylie's tenacity for business. She's got a great business ethic. And I think it's funny that she always wanted to be a mom. And I don't really think that that's, like, the best role model, but I also think it's not the worst. You know what I mean? Like I personally think if that was my daughter, I would have wanted her to wait a little longer, just because I know the prefrontal cortex, because I'm a nerd, isn't actually fully developed in a human until about 25, 26. They've done a lot of research on that. So her maturity isn't even 100% there yet. But that being said, I also sometimes look at younger mothers, especially the ones that can afford it and are doing it on their own and have no issues with it. I look at them and I go, wow, that's really impressive, because by the time they're like 30 or like, 35, they're going to already have their kid being like, 10 or 15. Whereas someone like me, I'm already in my early 30s and I still haven't, gone ahead and had a child. So I'm going to feel it physically and mentally a lot different. I was raised by an older parent, and there was definitely some limitations as well as some pluses, and minuses. So, anyways, I'm totally going on a different tangent. And again, I am going to do a video about Chloe with the whole hairstylist dad being a different, possible. Because remember that episode of the Kardashians? They never did freaking go through with the parental testing, did they? We know that her mom is Chris, but I don't know about the dad. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this up with, what can we learn about Jordyn Woods that we didn't already know? I don't want to say she's a hoe, but she made poor decisions. She made a poor decision, and I think it's because she's immature. But I also think that, I'm blaming this. Everyone likes to blame the woman. I'm saying, where was Tristan on this one? Like, seriously, Tristan, you've been in the doghouse to the point where now you're going, like, below ground. Like, you are so bad. It's unbelievable. Chloe, please find another replacement for him. We all know you're looking for another Lamar, and even Lamar is starting to look better than frickin' Tristan, in my opinion. Like, Lamar may have had, like, addiction issues and may have, like, overdosed in a brothel, but that's when you guys weren't together. I'm almost 100% sure, right? Or were they together? Oof. Oh, this is so messy. All I know is, what's the difference between strippers and hookers, really, when you think about it? I know people are gonna be like, strippers are way more classy. No, a lot of strippers do extra favors in the back. Anyways, allegedly. All allegations here and all opinions. Free speech. But yeah, no, I think that that's sketch as hell, and I hope she drops him like a hot potato if she hasn't already. And seriously, Chloe, if you haven't dropped Tristan, you need to run to the shrink. You don't need to like walk to the shrink, you need to run to the shrink. You need to be talking to a shrink every day. Because it says a lot more about you at this point than it does about Jordyn Woods. Anyways, till we meet again, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope you all learned something from this. Treat each other well, love each other, and enjoy life. Life's short, and you never know when things